Hello, today I'm bringing you another free orchestral instrument, as it were. This time it's by Orchestral Tools and it's called Layers. It's actually quite an older product, but you might not have heard of it. It's come way before Sign Factory, that's for sure. And it's a mixture of a couple different things. Not my favorite thing in the world, as you'll soon realize why, mostly because it's just chords. Don't get me wrong, they sound absolutely amazing. And what's really nice is you get multiple mixable mic positions. So if you layer this right, as they kind of name it, it can really add to your piece. But really, to me, it just really shows off the quality that Orchestral Tools can provide. Really, my two top favorite companies when it comes to sampled instruments. Obviously, Spitfire Audio, we talk a lot about their products, but number two is Orchestral Tools. They do some absolutely amazing and astounding VSTs. So without further ado, as I said, this is absolutely free to download. You can see it right there, get free. All you need is the Sign Player app, which is again free to download. It's their version of where you can get all your plugins. Prefer it to Spitfire's app, if I'm honest. It's well thought out. Is the right way to put it. But let's jump into Sign Player. So if you were to download it, this is what it would look like. It's not that big actually, it's quite small in comparison to some other stuff, so you can stick it on your computer with no problem. And I've already, as you can see here, got the full orchestral patches load up. They break it down into orchestra, woodwinds, brass and strings. No percussion section, sadly. And within each one, you can see full orchestra. We see here all the different chords, minor, major, and then we have some sustain fourths and some major staccatos. So a mix of sustains and staccatos. We do get some just basic, I guess, bread and butter kind of patches. They're limited when it comes to notes. So you can see over here we have sustain low unison, staccato low unison, and I believe the same for the woodwind, same for the brass, and same for the strings. So we do have unison in the low section. There's nothing really, though, bread and butter that you can really, I feel, use on everything. But let's stop rambling. Let's jump into the sounds themselves. We're just going to start off with the orchestral patch and, well, chords, major, sustained. I will add round robins. You don't have any. Dynamic layers, you have 3. Mic positions, it's what it's all going to come down to. So we've got the decker tree already preloaded. We've got a standard close tree, ambient mic and surround. We're just going to go for it, I feel. And of course, don't forget to use your mod wheel as well. This is really important so you can get that nice smooth transition, I guess is the right word, between layers. So chords, major, I'm just going to hit a note. Nice release. There's a nice envelope and great quality. That's a full orchestral. That's the decker tree. Let's move into our close mic. So definitely a lot closer. I prefer the decker tree. The brass, especially on the close, is I never like close on brass really, though. This one's a really nice, roomy one. Nice little fade there. This was recorded on Teldex Scoring Stage in Berlin as well. So where they record all their Berlin strings, Berlin woodwind, etc. So really, you're also getting a sound of the room if you decide to really invest in those, because honestly, those are an investment. So finally, let's listen to our surround microphone. there's the different mic positions. I think the biggest difference is between the close and the tree. It's really the solo instruments when you really hear them. Can you really discern mic positions, if I'm honest? But that's the major. Let's go for minor. Let's just quickly flick through some of these. We'll go with just our decatry. They're pretty self-explanatory, if I'm honest. And sustained fourths. So really, especially with the orchestral, you really have that nice fade. These strings, then now your brass are really coming in, and then overtaking there. Now we come to our staccatos. Velocity sensitive here. Chords minor. As I said, I'm not the big fan of the fact that they're chords. But then again, it's free. And they really are trying to give you a taster. Now, this is where it gets interesting. We have our sustain low unison and staccato low unison. And we're going to go back over to our performance so we can see the range. Very limited range. But what do you expect? It's free. Really nice, thunderous bass there. We just fade between everything. Nice raspy horns. And then our staccatos. Nice and powerful. If we actually just stick the close on quickly. You can really hear your woodwinds there actually. Very powerful. I think that's the best way of showing you the mic positions. Really like that close on the woodwind actually. Really hear the bassoon. Right, let's move on. So that is the full orchestra. Now they split it down into individual sections. So woodwinds, very similar setup. We have our major, minor, chord, sustains, staccatos, and unison. Let's not dawdle too much on these. There we have an extra mic position. What is this, outrigger? Must be. How very nice. We'll show the mic positions when we come to the unison sustains or staccatos because you can really hear it there. But let's breeze through these. Nice fade there. Almost atonal there at one point. Nice little clash. Major. And then minor. Suspended. And then let's listen to our different mic positions. We're going to go low. Decatry. Nice, a bit more bassy. And then our ambient mic. And finally, surround. And what's nice, of course, you can mix and match according to your taste and according to the piece you compose. I always like the close staccatos, if I'm honest. Only 2 dynamic layers though with these short. Shame. Nice sense of Teldex Stage. Let us move on now to our next instrument. So that is the woodwind. Now we move on to our brass. Very similar, if not identical setup. Sustains, staccatos, major minor, sustains, sustain fourths. Back into our mixer. But quickly, let us breeze through each one of these. It's quite sensitive there. There's a little bit where you gotta go, and it really comes into play. Very sensitive. Sustain fourth. And staccatos. No round robins. And then sustain low. Get that nice brassy sound. Can't really do legatos with these because there's not enough notes to really play with. And then our staccatos, which of course, I never like brass close mics. Outriggers. Probably got a nice stereo filled with those. Decatry, which we've been hearing throughout. Actually nice and powerful. And then we have our surround. And I believe, yeah, just 2 dynamic layers there. What a shame. Right, finally, last of all, but not least, we have strings. So you really are getting the full orchestra. You're getting bits to play with. And I'm sure if you get into the nitty-gritty, there's a lot you can add as a complement. But as I said, I don't see really any bread and butter here, which is a shame. But then again, it's free, and it's really just showing off the quality of Orchestral Tools. So finally, let's move on. We've got the 4 mic positions. Back to the 3 different dynamic layers. I guess the brass just had the 2. Of course, 1 round robin. I like the variation of vibrato on these. It's quite nice. Very Lord of the Rings down there. You do have quite the range with the chords. And I must admit, Drop Dead Gorgeous. These are well recorded. They're just limiting. And let's go into our major staccatos. Minor. And sustain. And sustain lows. Ooh, nice low end there. The fader is really nice. As with the brass, it was a bit, I wasn't too fond of it, but actually on this one, the strings, it's really nice. And finally our staccato lows, which we will now mess with some of these mic positions, starting with our close. Wow, that is intimate. It's right in your ear hole. Nice and spacious. Strings are really well done. There you have it. And that is Orchestral Tools Layers. It's a free orchestral tool. Sadly, not too much bread and butter, but really nice for layering and maybe some ambient stuff, just stuff in the background to sit nicely with maybe some free things that you do, other free things that you have, or maybe some paid, just to add a bit of realism to your piece. A fun tool definitely to mess with. It's really nice having those different mic positions. And what's really nice about this as well is that it gives you a free taster of what Orchestral Tools can produce. You get a taste of Teldex Scoring Stage. I really like it when companies release something like this just to really show off what they can do and why you should venture into maybe some of their more paid products. So definitely something to mess with, definitely to check out. And if you are thinking of buying anything from Orchestral Tools, especially the Berlin series, or really anything that features Teldex Scoring Stage, check out layers, have a listen to the different mic positions, just so you can hear it and see if it's what you really want. So thank you so much for watching. This, as again, has been Layers by Orchestral Tools. Links, as always, are in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.